Right now on Hoosier News Source, Ball State Greek life is experiencing major changes. Find out more about the statement that is changing the landscape of Greek life in Muncie.
And more on why IU participates in annual earthquake drills.
And I have the details on an active week of weather ahead and what to expect for the big football game this Saturday. These stories and more. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Hoosier News Source. I'm Mike Farina.
And I'm Andrew Walker. To start off the show, Brett Waltz joins us live in studio with this week's weather. Brett?
Thanks, Andrew. And if you take a look at the setup for your Wednesday, we do have a warm front across our area. We're going to have a warmer and moist air mass to the south with a drier and cool air mass to our north. I would not be surprised if we saw some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the early Wednesday hour, and I would not be surprised if we actually saw a couple of snowflakes or some sleet pellets early on Wednesday. Now, I do think that this dry air will limit the amount of storms we have throughout most of the day, but as we go through the day on Wednesday, temperatures will begin to rise as this front moves to our north. If you take a look at our hourly forecast, we're going to be pretty cool to start out the day, 43 degrees, and then warming to 45 and then 51 by 8 p.m. And as you can see, as those temperatures warm, we do have increasing precipitation chances throughout the day and some gusty winds as we head into Wednesday night. The warm front will surge well to our north overnight Wednesday into Thursday, leading to warm temperatures and scattered showers. If you take a look at the setup for your Thursday, we are going to have a low pressure system over the upper Midwest and warmer temperatures and drier weather to our south. I do think we see some scattered showers and storms on Thursday, but for the most part, the heaviest rain will stay near the frontal boundaries. Unfortunately, these frontal boundaries look to stick around into the weekend and could affect the IU football game this Saturday. If you take a look at our hourly forecast for the Hoosier game of the week, when the Hoosiers take on number 4 Wisconsin in football, 10 a.m., we're going to have 40% chance of rain with about 53 degrees. And then as we head towards game time, we'll warm up into the mid-50s, 56. But look, as the game starts, we will have higher rain chances, 60% and up to 80% late in the afternoon on your Saturday. Overall, we'll see an active week of weather, and rainfall totals could reach nearly an inch by Sunday, with more rain on the way Monday. If we look at your extended outlook, Wednesday 57, that high will likely be at midnight Wednesday night. But we do warm up to 68 on your Thursday, 62 on Saturday, but take a look at the rain chances. We have 70% on Wednesday, 40% on Thursday, and even higher chances into the weekend before we finally start to cool down for your Tuesday. So be sure to bring an umbrella if you plan on being outside this week. Andrew, Mike, back to you.
Thank you, Brett. Indiana's unemployment rate continues to drop. According to the Department of Workforce Development, the state's rate stands at 3.8%, while the national rate stands at 4.2%. The unemployment rate in Indiana has been below the U.S. rate for the past 4 years, with the exception of 1 month when it was equal in October 2015. Last Monday, Ball State University released a statement with changes in regards to 13 of the university's fraternities. From now until February 2018, these fraternities can no longer hold social gatherings at the houses or co-host events that include the use of alcohol. The groups are still allowed to remain active on campus, but must be a part of educational sessions focusing on alcohol use, hazing, bystander intervention, and sexual assault. Interfraternity Council President Trevor Holland said that, quote, "The decision was made with the university for the safety of their members and the community." Tune in next week when Hoosier News Source reporter Mackenzie Young takes an in-depth look into the story and it ties to IU.
A reported rape came into IUPD at 2:28 a.m. early Sunday morning. The report stated a non-student met 2 male students at a party in Stadium Crossing Apartments. The 2 males and the victim then went to Wright Quad, where the alleged crime took place. One of the suspects was described as wearing a Halloween accessory resembling a captain's hat. If anyone has any information on the whereabouts of these 2 males, contact IUPD.
IU participates annually in a nationwide initiative called the Great Central U.S. Shakeout, promoting earthquake safety. The university held this year's campus-wide drill on Thursday at 10:26 a.m. An IU Notify alert kicks off the drill, instructing students and faculty to drop, cover, and hold on. Last month, a 3.8 magnitude earthquake in Albion, Illinois was felt as far as Indianapolis. IU wants to make sure students are prepared. For more information on what to do during an earthquake while indoors, outdoors, or driving, visit protect.iu.edu.
Starbucks recently released the next installment of their limited edition drinks. The Zombie Frappuccino is a Halloween-focused Frappuccino that closely resembles the brains and green skin of a zombie. The syrup on top of the Frappuccino is supposed to resemble dripping blood as it seeps through the green drink. Are you going to try it?
Absolutely not. I have no intentions on getting a zombie. Not a Starbucks fan. Well, coming up, we tell you how the Hoosiers did in sports this week. These stories and more coming up. Stay with us.
And it's an honor to be here.
After suffering a season-ending injury in late March,
as you can see behind me.
Many IU sports teams were back in action this weekend. IUS TV sports reporter Joe Cantor joins us in studio with the highlights. Joe?
Thanks, guys. Well, it's basketball time once again in Bloomington, and the Archie Miller era has officially begun. The Indiana men's basketball team was in action this Saturday when they hosted Marian University in an exhibition at Assembly Hall. The Hoosiers looked impressive, tightening up turnovers and looking stout on the defensive side of the ball. Devontae Green leading the way, scoring 22 points. Curtis Jones also balled out, sniping 3-pointers from outside, going 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, as the Hoosiers cruise to a 93-62 win over the Marian Knights. Hoosier fans always rejoice about the start of college basketball season, but especially this year, as football season hasn't gone as they hoped. Speaking of Indiana football, they traveled to College Park, Maryland on Saturday, where they faced off against a Terrapin squad that was down to their third-string quarterback. IU's offense came to play, racking up 483 total yards. The Hoosiers jumped out to a 14-0 lead, but key injuries to quarterback Peyton Ramsey and wide receiver Jay Shun Harris allowed Maryland to take control of the game, torching IU's secondary all game long. The Hoosiers would battle back, however. Quarterback Richard Lego found reliable wideouts Whoop Filier and Simi Cobbs Jr. for touchdowns that kept the Hoosiers in it. But ultimately, they failed to convert on a final drive, and they ended up losing this one, 42-39. On Sunday, the #1 ranked IU men's soccer team wrapped up their regular season in East Lansing against Michigan State. A win would have propelled either the Hoosiers or the Spartans to the Big Ten championship, as both teams were unbeaten in conference play. Indiana struck first in the 25th minute when Trevor Schwartz converted on a penalty kick for his third goal of the season. IU's 1-0 lead lasted until the 61st minute when Ryan Sarakowski scored on a penalty kick of his own that tied the game up for the Spartans. That's all these two outstanding defenses would allow, and the game ended in a 1-1 draw. Well, is there any chance you guys will make it out to the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament? They're being hosted in Bloomington this year.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to make it out for sure.
I mean, yeah, who knew our soccer team would be this awesome? Football games have been disappointing this year, so this will be fun.
Yeah, the football team hasn't been what we expected, but freshmen Mason Toy and Trey Muse have been putting on a show for men's soccer.
Thanks, Joe. That's all we have for you this week. More campus and local news, visit our website at iustv.com.
And like us on social media. Like us on Facebook at IUSTV News and follow us on Twitter at Hoosier N-W Source.
From all of us here at IUSTV, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.